So in this video, I want to go over how perfectionism can actually be good and be used in a positive way rather than it use you. Okay, so I've recently had some insights about perfectionism because I've been engaging in some, I guess, creative endeavors, and I've been very strict about how I want things to feel, how I want things to look, how I want things to be, and so I get this really strong basically sense of perfectionism, and I've thought, in the past I used to think that it was whatever. For example, like I would post things to at least 80% of like what I thought, like the best I could do, right? 80%. And I think 80% will get you by. And that is more than enough if you're just getting started, and if you're kind of like, if you struggle with perfectionism. But I also think that there's another perspective, which is that maybe perfectionism is only a bad thing when when it has to do with things that don't really matter. For example, like if I'm doing work that I really care about, and I'm perfectionist about it, I think that that's a healthy thing, because you care about it so much that you want it to resonate. You want it to resonate with viewers, you want it to resonate with your audience, in a way that it just impacts them at a deep level. And that's what I'm trying to do with my work right now. Really create kind of pieces of art that can really hit people at their core. And I think that for me to be able to do that, everything has to be right. Everything has to be, in a way, perfect. And now, did I used to be like this? No. I think in the past I just wanted to get the videos out and make sure that they checked a few boxes, and I was set. Like as long as it checked a few boxes, I was chilling. I'm gonna take this. So as long as it checked a few boxes, I was chilling. But now I'm entering a space where I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic. I want my work to be 100% with me, or coming, straight from the source. So I've developed a healthy relationship with perfectionism where I let it transform me. I let the work transform me, and I think that's what perfectionism really is. When it's at its pure essence, it's a call from your higher self, pushing you to reach your potential, and pushing you to really transform yourself. Because there are things that I can't do, that I picture in my mind, that I don't know how to get there yet. And I've got my current knowledge, my current expertise, but there's a gap between what I could do and then what I know. And perfectionism pushes me to close in on that gap and gain the skills that I need to gain to be able to achieve that picture in my mind. So I think this also has to do, because my relationship to my ego is very healthy. I'm not attached to the result in so much as like status, fame, etc., money. The work that I'm doing isn't attached to that. The work that I'm doing is more so attached to the idea of service. So I want to transform people's lives through my work, and that's a lot different than me trying to get fame from people. It's like, instead of me, it's like something that I want to give to people rather than something I want to take from people. So like that's also the difference. Like healthy perfectionism lies in giving. When you want to be perfectionist in your approach to giving to the world, I think that will give you so much more benefit than you trying to be perfectionist just so that you get the right amount of views or the right reception, or you get the validation from the external world. And I think this is really a transformational concept, I believe, because a lot of the time people are trying to escape perfectionism. They're trying to overcome it, but because you overcome a lot of these problems when you overcome your ego. When your ego surrenders to the soul, which is this idea of service, of giving to the world, of giving your best self to the world. And so when your ego does that, there's no stopping you. You know what I'm saying? Because then these concepts like perfectionism get transmuted and raised to a whole new vibration. So yeah, perfectionism isn't a bad thing, and maybe if you have it, it's not about overcoming it. It's about maybe it has to do with internal work, for sure. Doing the inner work. And if you need help with that, hit me up. My website's down below if you want to work with me. But overcoming the struggles of perfectionism has more to do with overcoming your ego, knowing how to frame your work in a way that serves you and serves the world. So then, yeah, the way I see it is that then perfectionism just becomes a vehicle for transformation, and so you become transformed through your own work. And I see it like right now, like there are things that I don't want to do. For example, like things I don't want to learn. Like I'm comfortable with what I know, and I don't want to, like, I want to get to work out. And for me, it's like it's this balance between like getting the work out, but also not being not being, what's the word, like unproductive, lazy, giving myself excuses, like, oh, this has to, like, for me it's just been a struggle of like, okay, am I being perfectionist, or am I just delaying, right? Am I just getting distracted? And I think looking back now, it's more so me just being a perfectionist. And that's why I'm making this video also, because people sometimes want to use perfectionism as an excuse to not put out their work. But I think that, if, once again, like I mentioned, like if you're about service, then you do want the best to come out, and you do want it to come out. I think that at the end of the day, if you give it 100% of your effort, you'll become transformed. And at the end of the day, like for myself, like it's not about the work either, right? So like the work that I'm doing right now, it's a video, to be specific. And so I'm trying to figure out how can I create images that fit my mind, that fit what I see in my mind, and really give to the viewer what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. And so it's been difficult. I've been playing with Midjourney. I've been playing with different tools, and then moving forward, also there's gonna be things I'm gonna want to do. Like I'm gonna want to do video effects, and so I have no experience with any of these things. This is the first time I'm using these things. And the concept of like you doing this seems good to me, but in actual practice, me learning these things is very difficult, because there's a lot of tinkering and toying around. And so I might spend like over 2 hours over just one image, right? But there's a return on investment, right? Because the moment that I go through that struggle, thanks to my perfectionism, it's what's pushing me. My perfectionism is pushing me to go through this work, and so I come out and I learn something, and so now I develop a process. And that will allow me to speed up the process in the next scene that I make. So instead of it taking me 2 hours, maybe it just takes me 30 minutes. And then the quality stays the same, right? So that's my relationship to perfectionism. I think it's a healthy relationship, and so I just want to present a perspective that can be helpful to those who struggle. Maybe I think it comes down to a few things. Are you getting distracted, or are you really being a perfectionist? How do you tell the difference between those both? A healthy perfectionist is the one who is delaying for the sake of service, while unhealthy perfectionist is delaying for the sake of external validation, or fear. Is it fear, or is it love? Are you being perfectionist because you're afraid that people aren't going to accept you, or are you being a perfectionist because you want to give the best that you want to give, or that you can give? And that is the main difference. So I think that that can help out a lot of people, and I hope that helped you out. I'm gonna go back inside. It's already time to eat. So it's your boy. Stay lucid. Peace.